Welcome to the vlog. In right here, we have Josh Sharma.
Thanks for having me too.
From #corporate advice. Shout out to Ronan, who is on his way to the City of Angels. I've got his out of office. You're actually on his out of office, and he's hanging out with Jeff Bezos, a whole bunch of other guys.
It's a food,
Tons
speakers,
of people. Yeah.
performances.
He's not going to want to come back. But this is going to be really cool. This is actually going to be a regular standing vlog. Every Wednesday, Josh is going to join us here, and we're going to talk about what's going on this week in the startup world.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, this is a poached segment. Josh used to run this, or did run this at lunchtimes every couple of weeks.
Yeah, every couple of weeks I used to do this at #. So, I mean, we used to share the load a bit, but I got the load more often than not. So.
Yeah. And I was actually a special guest. I don't know. I think they were really desperate for people that day. They shouted me lunch, asked me to come in and tell some stories, and I loved conceptually what they were doing, and reached out to Josh, who's residing here now at Creative Cubes, and said, dude, let's put that out there on the vlog on a weekly basis. So welcome, Josh.
Thank you.
Take us away, man. This week in startups.
This week in startups. I don't know. Maybe we can call it This Week in My Thoughts in Startups.
Okay.
Because I don't know. Maybe I have a lot of thoughts. So I'll try and express them.
Please do.
So I want to first ask you about the death of Snapchat.
This is very interesting. On Saturday, I opened my phone and I was watching NBA League Pass on TV at home while my daughter was asleep. And I open up my phone and I've got no notifications, and I'm thinking this is great, and then I got a notification from my nephew. And I love him, he's a good kid. But he sends me these blurry photos of the carpet or the wall or some crap with an S on it, and the S represents streaks. And I'm looking at this thing going, this isn't real content. Like, I'm excited to hear from him, and I love him. But this content doesn't get me excited.
Shit content.
And so what I did was, I deleted the app.
Yeah.
I deleted Snapchat no longer than 4 days ago.
Amazing.
And I heard that I'm a statistic post deletion. And I feel bad because I've actually got a couple of friends in in Venice, California, that are at Snapchat.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Tell me why Snapchat has died. I know why it died on my phone, but why is it dying in the ecosystem?
I mean, just looking at its daily active users, the month-on-month growth or quarter-on-quarter growth, I think it slowed from this quarter to last quarter, or last quarter to this quarter. It's got 4% growth. Last year was about 15%. That's a huge drop. Compared with Instagram stories, they're reaching 250 million daily active users of their 400 million daily active users for Instagram. So that's amazing.
Wow.
So they have a lot of room for growth.
Yeah.
With their current users, and Snapchat's only at 173 million daily users.
Wow.
So it's a big statistically, they seem to be losing a little bit.
Yeah, I heard they got a quarterly report that's coming out. Do you think they're going to they're going to get crushed. You can't. Venture capital doesn't get out of bed for more than 30 times EBITDA.
Yeah.
Right? This is not 30 times EBITDA.
Right. And I think they're making a lot of weird decisions that compared to Instagram don't seem right. And I just read an article a few days ago about Snapchat using intuition over data, something like AI can't create art in that kind of argument.
Oh, wow.
So they're using intuition to develop their new features instead of using data like Instagram does. So are they struggling to stay ahead of the curve in that way?
Oh, I think the way's passed, right? So I think they're gone. I was involved in a startup that had a really cool technology, and I'm completely biased, so take it with a grain of salt. But we pitched at Snapchat to acquire this business, which was a phenomenal technology. And regrettably, they passed, and as a result, this company now just has a bunch of patents and trademarks that they could potentially make money from. But Snap, if you would have bought it when it was offered to you, maybe you wouldn't be in the situation.
Right, and so Snapchat also has their spectacles. They got millions sitting in warehouses. They tried to commercialize their promotional product, which is weird. I probably wouldn't do that.
Oh, man.
So I just, it's just a feeling that I get that maybe Snapchat's
The honeymoon's over, guys. Pull the plug.
Snapchat's moving away.
But Evan and his lovely Australian wife, Miranda, or soon-to-be wife, he got paid. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure that it really... I mean, obviously it matters. He has a legacy. But my God, that's king or hero to zero, in my opinion.
And I think it's difficult to maintain that momentum post IPO when you have a lot more pressures than just as a private company.
It was like, as going into IPO, everyone was like, there's no real business here. What's the investment opportunity? And no one could validate that, yet it's still IPO'd, it's still skyrocketed, it's still like everyone jumped on it. When the signs were very loud and clear,
to me, when they IPO'd, I was sitting around some people and we had a discussion. I said, this isn't going to last more than a few months at a high share price, and lo and behold, it's now sitting like a few dollars less than what it IPO'd at.
I feel bad for the employees that have got stock which they couldn't sell when it was up.
Really?
Now they probably can't even sell it when it's down. So
yeah, they really don't have many options available to them, at least the shareholders anyway.
Hey, this is startup landscape. What else we got on the schedule today?
Okay, so I want to talk about two awesome things that have come out in mobile technology.
Yep.
We have the Google Pixel 2
Yeah.
and the iPhone 10.
Hey!
So Toby's a huge iPhone person.
Huge.
What do you think? You excited for it?
I was speaking with Gavin from One Stack over here, Gavin Appel, and he's getting his delivery on Friday.
Really?
He's getting first deliveries go out November 3. Apparently he's getting his. I will be locking him in his office, holding it, playing with it. I will give you my opinion. I haven't been able to see it. I am excited about the phone. Full transparency, I moved back to Australia 12 months ago. I got a brand new 7 plus 256 gigs. It still works perfectly well. I'm hungry to always have the latest and greatest, but
what do you think about the $1,700 price tag?
no, I'm not. I think that's outrageous. That said, I would probably buy it with my US money in Los Angeles when I go in December. It's excessive, and when I think about like my wife, like I always push the latest technology onto her. I'm actually feeling like I think she'll be happy with an 8.
Yeah, and I think they've kind of maybe too much too soon.
Maybe.
I think they've gone for features that I don't think people really want at the moment at the price tag that they're offering.
That said, Gavin did say once you're playing with Face ID, he's like, it's so intuitive and in seconds, why the hell did I swipe and thumb and type in numbers? So jury's still out. I'm always going to be a fanboy.
Yeah.
I'd rather not talk about the Pixel. I'm not a fan of Google. I think I love Google for Google Apps, meaning we're hosted
Gmail,
Google Suite or G
Yeah.
Suite. I love search. I think they're the kings of search. I haven't been too enthused about their products, and I think, personally speaking, the UI and the UX, it feels underbaked. And I don't know if I've just got my love goggles on for Apple.
No, Apple's definitely more refined products. There's no doubt. I think Google's doing a lot to address that.
Yeah.
But they've also done, in my opinion, the same thing as Apple, and they've kind of jumped the gun on a few things. Google now is spending $1 billion a year in hardware development for their phone that they're renting effectively from HTC.
Yeah.
And they don't have too much to show for it in this new phone. They've got like screen problems where there's like a burn-in image problem.
Right.
So if you change screens, you still see the image from the last screen. So that's a huge problem, massive problem.
Yeah.
And I think they maybe phone carriers need to focus on, or phone producers need to focus on more about doing the things that we have already in a really good way.
Yeah.
Before moving on to those new and exciting features that maybe aren't ready to be adopted just yet at their price point.
I think that's a fair argument. I 100% agree with you. I'm not there with Google. I'm not there with the operating system. I don't think it's polished. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm a guy that prides myself on wanting to be the best. Possessions I don't care for, but in order to be the best, you've got to have the best, and the tools and the equipment and all the rest of it. So yeah, I like where Google's going, but I just feel like they're trailing, and
Definitely.
it's hard.
It's hard. It is. It is hard.
One more?
One more. Let's do it. So, something really cool has come about. We've got Skype. They've just released a new interface, new product. Look, revamped themselves. And it's really crazy because I feel like with this Snapchat, Instagram thing, we've also got Slack, who's a huge player in this instant messaging space. And what I really want to ask you, what you think of Skype coming in and revamping themselves, because I feel like I had Skype 15 years ago and it didn't look any different to what it did, a few days ago before this revamp.
So I've got a Skype account. I've got money on a Skype account. I've got a Skype number. I've got a Los Angeles 310 phone number. I think it's old tech.
Yeah.
FaceTime, voice over IP. My cousin's traveling the world right now. He calls me from a different country every other day, and he's WhatsApping me. He's Facebook. He's Messenger calling me.
Yeah.
He's FaceTiming me. Sometimes he doesn't have his computer, so he'll call me. Doesn't have his phone, so he calls me from the computer. I'm not there.
Yeah.
I think that tech has been killed. Similarly, like I look at Microsoft and I know they're making a huge comeback. And I love Steve Ballmer. I think Bill Gates is a huge icon. But I just find some of their tech really old and outdated.
It just feels old.
I used to be a huge Outlook junkie. Loved the fact that my calendar, my contact, my calendar, and my email were all in one application. And now I'm on Mac Mail, which isn't as sexy, but it's just simple and it's Google interface. Like it has that Google Exchange.
Yeah.
Skype for me. I've got it.
You've got it.
My money's sitting in an account somewhere. Just don't love it.
I guess the biggest question will be how they attack the enterprise level.
Yep.
At the enterprise level, because at the moment, instant messaging at the enterprise level is still really stuck on Skype for larger organizations.
Really?
Yeah.
So I've set up multiple companies before. I sit on the board of multiple companies.
Slack's everything.
Yeah. And in fact, I think Slack went down today, and everyone was standing.
I was losing it. I had no idea what was going on.
And that's bad on Slack, but it's amazing how much of a stronghold Slack has been. In fact, I rarely check email. I rarely check email during the day because I'm so busy. My team here knows if they need me desperately, they're going to Slack me or call me.
Yeah.
And what's also interesting is when I get voicemail, or when I miss a call and I get a voicemail, my voicemail says, don't leave a message, iMessage me or email me, because that's a quicker way to get a hold of me.
Much quicker.
So, very interesting. We're going to wrap it up there. I think we've gone way over, but that's what happens.
Until next time.
Josh will be back with us next week. By the way, happy birthday for last week.
Thank you.
And congratulations, this guy's a lawyer.
Thanks very much.
Ronan has recruited a phenomenal talent. We're excited to have you here at the building. I'm excited to continue on with these segments. Josh does all of the groundwork on what's going on in the startup world. I come here and deliver some burly and some banter. But mate, congratulations, happy birthday. Welcome. It's almost like you're a month old here, but welcome to Creative Cubes.
Thanks.
And look forward to next week. On the show on Friday, I had a cancellation. So I'm going to